So Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out next week and I'm going to be playing it, but the street date for it actually has already been broken, so people are playing it, and as well it has been data mined. So strap on a rain jacket because it's gonna get really wet in here, because today we have leaks, and more leaks, and we're gonna be talking about some of the new Pokemon, the new forms, so hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So if we take into account alternate forms, there are 28 new Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you want individual Pokedex entries and classify those as new Pokemon, there are only 7 new Pokemon that are going to be seen for the very first time. 3/4 of the new Pokemon are just alternate forms. Let's start off with Kleavor. When I first saw this Pokemon, I thought it was going to be some sort of Ultra Beast in the vein of like Guzzlord, because it really does look like an Ultra Beast, especially with the footage that we saw in the last gameplay trailer that Nintendo posted. So this is the evolved form of Scyther. So Scyther is going to be a branch Pokemon evolution. It is a bug and rock type Pokemon. It probably is one of the most drastically changed Pokemon when it evolves that I have ever seen, with its large now kind of mallets for hands opposed to the swords that we saw with Scyther. And next is the evolved form of the Hisuian version of Qwilfish, which is now called Overqwil. Still has that Qwilfish look about it, so not too different, especially in its expanded form. All right, so the next new Pokemon we have is called Sneezler, which is the evolution of Sneasel, the Hisuian version. And Sneasel has always kind of had this emo, prepubescent rebel vibe to it, and it retains all those qualities with the evolution as well as the Hisuian version. But now we kind of just hit like a growth spurt a little bit. We grew a couple inches, but we still have those rebel vibe to us. We got this nice, amazing mohawk tail going on, longer sharp claws. All right, so moving on to Ursulina. This is the evolution of Ursaring new to Legends Arceus. It picks up the ground typing opposed to just the pure normal typing that it had in its first 2 forms. When you thought of Ursaring, it's a bipedal Pokemon. It's usually standing on both its front 2 feet, moving around, but we're de-evolving now. We're going back to all 4s, getting lower to the ground, getting lower to the earth, probably why we picked up the ground typing. Next up, we have the evolution of Sneasler, which is new to Legends Arceus, which is called Widear. Not exactly sure on the phonetic pronunciation, but it is the evolution of Sneasler. It has the exact same typing as Girafarig with that normal psychic typing. A lot of video has been shown of you riding around, which is really cool. All right, so next we have Basculegion, which is the evolution of Basculin. It is a water and ghost type Pokemon, and it actually has subtype evolutions based on the gender. And something that's really cool and interesting to note is that usually the Pokemon that share the same Pokedex entry number and are just have a little bit of difference in their forms aesthetically, they usually have the exact same stat product and stat values, but the stats actually change for the female and male version forms based on the evolution. So that's something really cool. And the 7th and final Pokemon that you're going to be finding in Pokemon Legends Arceus for the very first time ever is going to be adding to the Genie trio of Tornadus, Thundurus, as well as Landorus. This is a brand new Genie, once again with its Incarnate as well as Therian form. This one is going to be called Enormous, which is a fairy and flying type Pokemon, and it kind of has that fairy vibe with the pink. The Incarnate form kind of looks like in the same vein as the other Genie trio in its Incarnate form, but the Therian form gets a little bit weirder. It looks like it has like It looks like a cupcake. So despite the whole game being set in an earlier version of the Sinnoh region, we actually get a little bit of a mixed bag of the starter Pokemon we get to choose from. All right, so let's start off with the final evolution of Rowlet, which is the Hisuian Decidueye. And it actually looks almost to me exactly like the original Decidueye, a little bit of a face paint opposed to having a lot of green. We have now a lot of red. All right, so Hisuian Typhlosion has pretty much taken the internet by storm. It is a very polarizing Pokemon. It's mostly because of the expression on his face, but instead of just a pure fire type, we now have a fire ghost type. All right, so the third and final starter evolution of the Hisuian forms will be the final evolution of Oshawa. So we now have the Hisuian Samurott, and it picks up the dark typing. instead of just being a pure water type. And it looks like a Samurott. It looks like a darker Samurott, a little bit meaner. It's a little bit darker, has a more fantastic and free-flowing mustache. And now its horn is now more thorny, so it gives it that kind of dark, maleficent vibe to it. The next pair of Pokemon are probably my favorite, just pure aesthetic-wise, Houston Growlithe line. Houston Growlithe is just absolutely adorable. I will do anything to protect you, Houston Growlithe. It's kind of like cloud hood thing that kind of reminds me of what Dino has going on with its eyes covered. Has this really cute beard and fluffy tail, just absolutely adorable. It gets a little bit meaner in its Arcanine form, whereas before where you had white, you now have black. The mane is now more pointed, kind of like a lion's mane. It looks more powerful, more generic now that its eyes are exposed. And now we actually pick up a new typing. So instead of just being a pure fire type, we have now picked up the rock typing as well. The next pair we have is the Houston Voltorb line with the Houston Voltorb as well as its evolution Houston Electrode. It has kind of like this wood vibe to it where the white you originally used to be, and that makes sense because it now picks up the grass typing. So to give it a little bit of those earthy tones and earthy vibes, that's what they're going with. Not exactly sure if I appreciate that the eyes are indented in the Electrode form. I would have made, I don't know. It looks kind of strange. It looks like someone just punched it in the eye and just got recessed. Next up, we have the Houston form of Liligant. So Liligant used to just be a pure grass type Pokemon, but in this game, it picks up the exact same typing as the Houston Decidueye as well as Chesnaught with its fighting subtyping. Next up, we have the Houston version of Bravery. So Bravery has always been a Pokemon that I thought aesthetically always looked absolutely badass, just not really relevant. So maybe with the psychic typing now, it's going to become a little bit more relevant, especially now it looks even cooler because when it does psychic attacks, the things on its head light up and glow and when you shoot things. Next up, we have the Houston version of Avalog. So instead of being a pure ice type, it is now picking up the rock subtyping as well. So deathly allergic to fighting type Pokemon, but it still looks like an Avalog instead of being just white all over it. Now it has hints of darker brown and a little bit of speckling. Next pair of Pokemon, I don't know why they only did Houston versions of its second and third form. They just completely bypassed the first form altogether with Goomy, but we have the Houston version of Sliggoo as well as the Houston version of Goodra. Goodra looks almost exactly the same. Now we have this just massive squirrel tail on the back of us, and opposed to being just a dragon type Pokemon purely, we now have the Dialga typing of steel and dragon typing. All right, so next up we have my favorite forms in the Houston line that you're going to be finding for the very first time in Legends Arceus, and that is the Zora evolution line. So Zora is one of those very few legendary / mythical Pokemon that can actually evolve, and I love what they did with the design that they have in Legends Arceus. And this game, originally a pure dark type Pokemon, it now flips completely. You are now a normal and ghost type Pokemon, which is a very broken typing. All right, so major spoilers ahead. Do not continue watching this if you do not want one of the major plot points of Legends Arceus ruined for you. You've been warned at this point. Click off if you do not want to see it. But the legendary Pokemon in this game with the Dialga and Palkia are going to get a complete revision, and basically the sentiments online have been very polarizing up into this point of how I feel. Palkia is probably the weirdest looking. Like, where are the arms? Where are the arms on Palkia? Oh my god, the arms are side quests probably. I understand what they're going with because Arceus is a 4-footed Pokemon, 4 feet on the ground at all time, boots on the ground. But honestly, these new forms look stupid. They look ridiculous. Nothing has really changed. They have the exact same typing. You just now called the Lord form. And I can see what they're going with, but it looks just stupid. it looks dumb. All right, that's it. That's all 28 new Pokemon that you're going to be finding in Pokemon Legends Arceus. The 7 brand new Pokemon that we've never seen before, as well as the 21 Pokemon in their Houston forms that we've seen before, but the forms are absolutely brand new. Mixed bag. Not exactly sure if I like overall the design aspect that we're going with in this game, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's too late to change it now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I am doing a full Let's Play walkthrough of Pokemon Legends Arceus next week on the channel when the game releases. So you guys can look forward to that. Subscribe if you want to see those videos. And if you enjoyed this video, as always, thumbs up are greatly appreciated. And we will see you guys in the next one.